I want to go to Alice Springs now because it's just spent its first weekend under these youth curfew rules. 8 men, including 2 juveniles, have been arrested since last Tuesday's riot, which forced the new Northern Territory government, of course, to intervene. Police say that last night was relatively quiet, despite a vehicle being stolen. Here's the Northern Territory's Chief Minister providing an update a little earlier.
The curfew has been in place in Alice Springs for 5 days. Last night we saw about 25 young people go into the curfew area. So we'll continue with the youth curfew. This week will be an opportunity to have more conversations with stakeholders.
Let's check back in now with Alice Springs business owner and local advocate Darren Clark. Good to talk to you again, Darren. How did the weekend appear? How different was it around Alice Springs because of the curfew?
Thanks, Chris. Thursday night here, which Easter Thursday night has traditionally been a pretty bad night for town. Last year was extraordinarily bad. There was a lot of police reported to me inside the curfew zone, which is encompasses the CBD. But outside the curfew zone, Chris, we had 2 businesses broken into. A takeaway shop was pretty well trashed. The front door smashed. Then they got into a camping store here, which has been done a few times now, and they got in and got knives and crossbows, which is quite alarming, you know, and it's not the first time this has happened. So that was outside the curfew zone on Thursday night. Obviously, Good Friday, everything's closed. There wasn't much action coming into my site. But Saturday night, outside the curfew zone, there was at least 5 cars stolen on Saturday night, early Sunday morning.
How restrictive is this zone? If the curfew doesn't apply outside the zone, shouldn't the zone cover all of Alice Springs?
Well, it really has to, Chris, because all you're doing is, and this is what they do with some of those police operations that we've had previously, they just push it out to the suburbs or push it out of town or into the industrial areas. My business has been broken into a number of times in the industrial area and all the businesses around me. So they just push the problem out, and that's what's happening a bit, which I expressed my concern to the police minister the other day. He's been in pretty solid contact with me, asking how things are. The trouble is, in the police media reports, Chris, you're not getting those 5 cars stolen. You're not getting the crossbows and stuff like that all the time being reported. So a little bit of stuff gets hidden away. Look, when this ends also, Chris, it's quite important to mention, it will end when Christmas, school holidays are on, and it will also be the first day that a bottle shop will open in that week. So I don't know what they're going to do, whether they continue this or because this could all rain down pretty hard on the first day if they withdraw it after 2 weeks.
Well, the Chief Minister's already talking about the possibility of extending it time-wise. It sounds like there need to be discussions about the area that's covered as well. Obviously got to work through this for long-term resolutions as well. But has it changed anything in the town during the day, or has the daytime always been reasonably good by comparison?
Daytimes are funny. Like, you just don't know what's going to happen, Chris. You never know from day to day. I've just been through there just then, and it was relatively quiet. There's a couple of police cars driving around, which is always good to see. I know the police commissioner has just got off the plane around an hour ago, and the police minister is going to be in town tonight. So, look, we'll just see what happens, mate. Look, they've done something which is more than anyone's done in the last 4 or 5 years. This problem hasn't just cropped up, and the vision you saw the other day, there's been plenty of those incidents. It just never gets the media attention. So it'd be very interesting to what they do. The Chief Minister met with me on Thursday morning, and I thanked her for what she's done, but I said, you've just got to continue now and keep us safe and work hard with all the agencies in town, all the non-government services that get millions and millions of dollars to do patrols and look after the youth. They've got to be clamped down on and make sure that they're all doing their jobs. And that's going to be a very important thing going forward here, Chris.
Yes, spot on. Thanks, Darren. Appreciate it. Darren Clark there making the point that they've got to use this time to make some changes that will deliver some permanent results. We'll keep tabs on that as Alice Springs continues to go through this youth curfew.